So hello, welcome. This is my streaming. Let me just eliminate volume, echo, everything that I have here. Hola Myriam, hello Myriam. Thank you for coming. So these are my hello cat paws. I am Chris Kilue, streaming from Querétaro, Mexico. Early in the morning, so very welcome. We have, I don't know still what I'm going to do. I know I put some animal sketches there, but I have a lot of things here on my desk. So I'll probably do kind of a mix session, show you a little bit of how Downton Abbey is coming out. But as a perfectionist as I am, I know that even though I said this is going to be done very soon, probably not. Probably take some time. Okay, and I have also some tricks with this, my favorite watercolor ink pencils. They are not really watercolor. They are just ink pencils. And, well, let's see what we do here. Let me change this to live chat. See if I can do some interesting things here. Okay, let me see. Myriam, I decided to give you the moderator stage as you did with myself last Sunday. So thank you very much. Now you have a wrench. You're all powerful right now. Okay. So this is especially people that I know, this is something that is really special, and I wanted to test if moderation was easy to do on the iPhone, because I also have an Android, but I'm very lost with Android. I still don't know how to use this very well. Okay, so I first of all thank you very much for all your comments on the video of the scavenger hunt. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it to the description as soon as I finish. And I was just so overwhelmed. I never imagined the response and the likes and the comments. I was just doing an exercise that I normally ask my students to do, that is giving them probably 4 to 5, if they are an advanced group, 6 words, and they have to create a story. And I ask them to use certain tenses, either past tenses or future tenses, mostly a narrative. And well, here I have the scroll, so it's like proof that I own this. Okay, because there could be people making comments like, this was copied or something. And I also want to thank Beth, because she gave me an idea that I'm going to look into. I'm going to investigate that a little bit, to transform this story into a coloring children's book. So I need to investigate how to create the book to be sold online. And well, there you go. This is something that it's particularly interesting. Having the book is not going to be that difficult, but that could be the case. Okay, thank you, Myriam. Thank you very much. I'm going to really ask you, because it's very easy for me to transfer this into a PDF from a Word document. This is already on a Word document. So I just need to make sure I can sell it like using a PDF, that people cannot replicate it and then I don't get paid for this. You know what I mean? that's exactly what I want to do. So thank you, Myriam. I'll go and do that. Okay. And because of this, okay, this is the amazing scavenger hunt of Pepe Alebrije. That's how we pronounce this in Spanish. Alebrije. So I brought some alebrijes that I have here at home because that was my inspiration. This character is based on one alebrije that I have, but I didn't want to copy that one exactly as it was. And I also brought the story of the origin of alebrijes. So let me put this one a little bit away. I'm going to have here something to read before showing you a picture. I hope it doesn't glare that much, but anyway, I can put them on Facebook later on. This is one alebrije that we have at home. When my family had a trip to the south of Mexico, to Oaxaca, they bought some of these alebrijes. They are made of wood. These are toothpicks, and they are just painted. I just took a photo of this one. I just cannot take it out and kind of flip it, move it here around, because everything here will just fall off. So not a good idea. But I brought some others that are not that fragile, if you know what I mean. So I will put some of those photos here. And I have got here the origin of this beautiful, beautiful craft. This started a long time ago, like 87 years ago. Pedro Linares Lopez, he used to work with papier mache, making piñatas. You know what that is. Now, those little things, crafts made of colorful paper, tissue paper that we normally use for parties, posadas here in Mexico in December. So that was his business. He was here in the market, in La Merced market, and he got very, very sick. That's what I'm trying to read here. And he went kind of into a coma. And he was very sick for a long time. And during that bad dream, or during that kind of coma stage, we can call it like that, he had a strange dream. He said that he was in a very strange place, very calm. It was kind of wood, scenery, kind of a forest. There were a lot of trees, rocks, and animals. But the animals were very strange. The animals couldn't resemble something that he didn't know. They were very, very strange. They were a mixed. They were a mix between a lot of creatures. Very, very hybrid animals. Kind of a quimera that we called it in Spanish. So he could see donkeys with rooster characteristics. There was a lion with a dog head, and all those animals were shouting just one single word, and that word was alebrije. So they were all the time shouting alebrije, 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 and Pedro was really, really surprised about that. So once he started walking around the path, he saw a man that he was asking for help. And this man was, please help me get out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. He just didn't understand why that man wanted to just escape that world, because it was very calm. These animals were looking very strange and very nice because they had very bright colors. A very strange thing. So the moment he helped that man go out, because there was kind of a window or something like that that they They both could go out. He woke up from his coma, and it was just amazing. And I have here one of these little creatures. The moment Pedro Linares woke up, he told his wife and children about the animals. This is the typical alebrije. These are made of wood. Um, you can see that they are painted in very, very bright colors. This is one of my favorites. You cannot find any resemble here to a real animal. It's a mixture, probably between, I don't know, probably a raccoon because it has tail, very strange wings, and things like that. So Pedro Linares and his family started producing this, and he was invited to a lot of places, including the USA. He also worked with Frida Kahlo and Pedro, no, Diego Rivera. I'm changing his name. Oh, sorry. And both Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo were like exclusive buyers from him. They always commissioned alebrijes. This is kind of a bug. So it looks like a ladybug with strange antlers. And you have got here the name of the artist at the bottom of the page. His story is really fascinating. His family is still producing these figures at Mercado La Merced here in Mexico. Not only his children, but his grandchildren and probably great-grandchildren. Pedro Linares died in 1992, but his family continues the heritage. So that's really fantastic. And I got here another one that is really big. My cat decided to attack this one, which is not good, of course. But this is a lizard, and my cat has bitten off the tail and the face. So I'm kind of upset about that. But anyway, I'll try to fix it. Luckily, the paws are not affected. But this one, as you can see, is extremely big. I have here a letter size piece of paper, and you can get to see the colors. It's really beautiful. I just think these things are fantastic, right? Yes, I know. Look at this one. I mean, it was beaten, and my cat, my crazy Siamese, it's just, well, just decided to buy this. Hi, Clint. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much for coming in. Very early for me, but I think it's midday for people in Europe, Middle East. But anyway, I have to fix this lizard. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think that he will transform. I I knew there was a mini cat. I had a mini cat, and I don't know where it is. During the moving, it probably got lost. So that was a really bad situation. So after some days thinking about what I could do with the scavenger hunt, I was cleaning the area where these alebrijes are, and that's where the idea came from. So I decided to use 90 prompts, all of them labeled to with a number according to Janet's list. And the story was written in 2 days, which totally amazed me because I'm never that fast for those things. I'm normally a little bit slow. Okay, some nice things. Okay. Then about my address, I don't have problems because email like this takes 6 months to arrive. So if somebody wants to try or do something, don't worry. This is totally safe. Everything comes with a filter, so no big deal. So this was good. I was happy to see this, but as I told you, as soon as I finish streaming this, I'll be able to put the video in private and do some edition. So let me just put this back without showing anything. Okay, there you go. And I think there are more things still here. So everything will go in there. Okay, even a happy face. All the happy faces that Dede has. Okay, let me just put that away, not in the middle. There you go. What else I needed to show you? I have some tips on how to use these colors. So I'm probably going to start with these, then show you a little bit of Downton Abbey, and later on do something related to sketching. This will be the first time I'll sketch. Okay, so what about these pencils? Well, I prefer to use knives to get sharp tips, and I know they just, for some people, this looks awful. Say, how can you do this with the pencils? Well, the most valuable thing is the ink, not the wood. So I really don't care if the wood is affected. It's not important. It's the ink that is very, very important. So knives, and these things are really, really bad for pencils in general, the sharpeners. And this happened to me last Sunday. I couldn't find my knife, so I used this thing. And my pencil had this tip just broken off. And I was so, so upset. I was not going to throw this, definitely, because this is very valuable. And I decided to get a box. Try to show you which box I got. I saw Beth using this box for her diamond painting. Found it on Amazon, and I got one. I'm going to put my tip back in the box. So I got this one, and that was another idea. It has got mini trays with lids that you can open. So I'm going to be using stickers. This type of stickers to put here my tips. Or if I use a pencil sharpener, I'm going to save also the small little things, the shavings, and I'm going to put them here. Because ink tents can be activated with water, and this is just fantastic. This is going to be very safe there, no big deal. And with the stickers, I will know exactly which number, which color. I can take out individual trays, so I don't have to have all my box out. Right now I just have one, but if I'm going to be using these pencils more, I'm going to get more of these. And I'm going to show you all the black color that came out, or that is coming out from this little thing. So there you go, this is still there. all this black that you see here is coming out from here. As unbelievable as it is, it's coming out from there. So I have these water brushes, which are really, really good. And here you go. Use them on the tip. I have a lot of paint to go to. So don't throw these things. Just keep them safe. Put them in a box and use them. The shavings are also good because you can activate them directly from the container. These sets of pencils, the Inktense, are not cheap. They are really, really expensive. In my case, extremely expensive because everything is imported. All art materials are imported. So there's no way you can find these things cheap in the local market. You just have to go and buy them, mostly from Amazon or any other stores that ship to Mexico. That's another situation. Shipping is getting extremely expensive. So no way we can just go and waste this. So this is a little bit of the process that I use for watercolor. I'm going to use the color from this tip because that's practically the only color that I'm missing. I have already added some details with ink, with this type of pens, permanent ink. So once I add those details, I'm using a 0.5 or a 0.3 for the details, then this drawing will be ready. This is part of the watercolor workshop that I have at home with one of my neighbors. So there you go. Just keep your tip. You're probably going to get stain in your hand. It's okay. I don't mind. It's really, really good. Okay. All right. I'm watching a lot of replays as I can. Today I have a lot of things to do. My dad had a problem yesterday and we're still trying to solve that. So that's going to take me most of the morning. As soon as he wakes up and we have breakfast, we'll go and try to see if we can solve this problem. It's related to his memory issues that he's starting to have. And we have already looked all around the house and we cannot find what he lost. A very, very sensitive documents that he lost. We know they are here in the house, but he cannot remember where he put them. And we have checked most of the rooms, but I need to go and check again with him what he did with those things. If not, it will mean going tomorrow to some of the institutions that have those documents to get them replaced. And well, it's something difficult because he's very stubborn. He doesn't like to listen to me when I give him advice on how to have control of his things, and it's one of the things that it's very hard when you have a patient that has got a little bit of memory problems He is not yet diagnosed with Alzheimer or dementia because he has totally rejected our suggestion to go, my sister's and mine. But yesterday I told him, this is something that we cannot delay anymore. You have to go and get diagnosed, and we have to get him on special diet because most of the times memory problems can be solved with special diet. And yeah, definitely that's important. Yes, Myriam, this is basic, and I think it's good that you are doing that. My dad has got a notebook where he has got his passwords, his account details, and things like that. And I think that eventually I will have to take control of his cards because he lost in this moment some IDs that are for him to demonstrate that he is elder, that he has got the right to have certain discounts, and he needs to show these IDs. So we have to go to replace those. But eventually I will have to take control and keep his cards safe and let him use them when this is good. Okay. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Thank you for coming. Good morning. I'm going to do the same as I'm doing with most of the people who are coming in. Okay. I'm giving you powers. I'm giving you, like Marty says, a blue dress because you're ladies. Okay. And because I have known you for a long time, so I don't have a problem there. Okay, so we are giving some gray, dark colors to this beautiful thing that we have here. I'm going to show you the original in a minute. I have here the book. I really don't have to just see the reference much because I'm inventing already some of the things. My student laughs because I tell her we should not copy exactly like it is. We copy certain things, yes, we do, because it's important to practice shadowing. It's important to know where the lights are. But then, with the plants, the flowers, and everything that is around, you can just go crazy and be free, right? Okay, so let me just close this so it doesn't dry. And let me show you the reference photo. I'm going to move this a little bit to my side so I don't knock off my phone. I'll show you where my phone is in a minute. Some people have seen this, but some people don't. So this is my reference. This is by Claudia Nice. Beautiful book. I don't think is printed anymore. This is a very, very old book. I got this more than 10 years ago. Amazon, of course. And in those times, imagine it's so old that is in those times, Amazon didn't ship books in English to Mexico. So we had somebody at the border, I think is Tijuana, San Diego border. And this guy owned a P.O. box in San Diego. We, as a group, asked for different items. In my case, it was mostly books. My sister was asking for crafting things. So this guy worked with my sister and he traveled often to Mexico City. He traveled to Tijuana, crossed the border, went to his P.O. box, then get our stuff, go through customs without any problems because there were not so many things. And that's how I got the book. And I'm going to show you the machinery that is here, if I can find it. That's a good idea, Myriam, right? To put it in the middle of the ocean. But this is the original, and it has got instructions. I mean, this book is for you to learn how to do things. So there you go. Okay. Yeah, Christy Rice, Cheryl, I love her. I have one book. I have the same book that Janet Young has got, that has got paper, and it has got the area for you to use your watercolors. And there you go. So let me just put these two quite close. So as you can see, there are still some things to be done with my fine liners, especially the details, the texture, and all those things. So I have just done a little bit here. I have done a little bit the background, something that she didn't do, this area, or that she didn't add. But mostly what I'm missing is all the items inside the machine, and of course the grass. And she's using a knife here to scratch up a little bit of paper, but I need this one to be a little bit darker before I attempt doing that. I need, of course, the texture here, the rubber of the wheels. And here I have got my companion. You probably heard her meowing a little bit. So here I have Kika. She just climbed onto my lap. So I hope I can draw and do something. Now that I have her here, she's going to allow me to do some things. And my student normally finishes this faster than I do. She's a little bit desperate, so I normally ask her to go and draw mini landscapes, like these kind of small little things, cute little things, so she can practice shadowing. This is not necessarily watercolor, this is Inktense, which is harder to use because it dries really, really fast. But we have got lots of tips on that one as well. So let me put this away. And I told you I was going to show you where I'm looking at live chat. So this is my live chat. There you have them. I'm going to put this one so it doesn't shine that much. And I just saw this in the internet and I said, well, what could be the case? I just bought this. Yeah, it's a mini chair. I'm going to flip it around so you can see it. It's a mini chair, and I can sit my phone here, keep it handy on the desk, and read the chat here. So I normally have this one, this section. So there you go. Okay. So as I was telling you, this is Inktense. Good to help you practice with water control. And that's one of the most important things. Let me just put some of my stuff here away, so it's not here in the middle. My tip just went back. Last class, we started a new drawing, new practice drawing by Claudia Nice. This one is going to be a mixture as well. We're going to be using watercolor. We're going to be using Inktense. And we're going to be using soluble graphite. So here I have this set with I'm going to put them in order. We have a 2B, 4B, 6B, 8B. I'm planning to use some of these with some of the animals that I'm planning to sketch, these weird animals, similar to alebrijes. And very, very nice set. And of course, when you sharpen this, keep the shavings here. Okay. Yes, Myriam, I kind of traced the tractor a little bit for my student. So normally for my student, what I do is that I trace the figures from the book, from tracing paper, and I give this to her so she can just transfer this accurately on her watercolor paper, and then we just start coloring. She's not still very good at drawing. We're still working on her skills, so that's why we trace here. And let me show you this one. Okay. Hi, Pam. Good morning. Welcome. And as she's a student, we are allowed to do some of the things. This book, as I told you, is more to learn. So let me go back to where the mushrooms are. It's a big book. Okay, so this is it. I hope that you can see this, the complete screen. So this is what I trace using very, very thin tracing paper. And then, well, we just use our reference photo to work. Okay. Hi, Stacy May. Thank you for coming. Good morning. So we're showing a little bit of this. And this book has got how to practice different things. I just want to go to the pages where you have the different projects that as I'm working with my student, she can do. She can follow the instructions here, and then we can just use some of these tips as a guide with colors. We normally change the colors. Well, I prefer to change the colors, so that is good. This is a section of fish and all these beautiful special effects that we have, and we're using mixed media. It has got pages with tips, and as you move on, you have more projects to work with. So these are good things. She's actually getting very good at mixing watercolor and ink tints. You know, ink tints are tricky. There's a learning curve for ink tints. It's not that easy. Backgrounds, we normally use watercolor for the big areas, and for the details, we normally go for ink tints. They are semi-permanent, so ink tints are having this characteristic that they are semi-permanent. So you can activate some of them. But not everything. So if you're not careful, you're going to have a line there. And for effects like this, like in wings, it's much better to use ink tints, you know, because then we can go and apply another layer, another wash, and we know that with ink tints, once it's there, it's not going to be moved. On the other hand, watercolor, you will have to work with pretty small detailed brushes and just go directly into the section. You need a lot of control with that, so mixed media is much better. So that's why I like this. Another set of pencils that I use a lot with my student are the graphite tint. let me try and put this here. My phone is right there, so I don't want to knock it off. And the biggest set of graphite is 24 pencils. If you use them just on paper, and you're going to see that they just don't look that cool. The moment you activate them, they are marvelous. So for rocks, for sand, for soil, for all those things, well, they are fantastic. Hi, Johnny. Welcome. Nice to see you here. How are you today? Hey, I'm trying and I'm going to do what some other YouTubers are doing in most cases. So if you see that you change color, is for you to go around, share your channels as well. I don't have Nightbot activated like other people, but you're getting your blue wrench and you're going to be moderators. So if you have your channel, if you have videos, I don't mind you sharing this. That's the idea of this community, for you to share everything we do and get inspired. That's the main goal. I got inspired by many of you and I'm so grateful. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. I'll probably not color this one right now. I just want to go in to show you the main topic the of the stream. Yeah, because I'm about to go 1 hour just chatting like crazy. Okay, this is what I have done so far with Downton Abbey. Okay. So here you go. This is what I have got so far. I'm mixing a little bit of ink tints. So in the very, very dark areas of some of the vest, the waistcoat, here, the hat, I'm using ink tints. I'm using fine liners, but mostly everything is just color pencil. Next time I do something here with this book, I'll use Candy's suggestion to add a little bit of fixative spray so I can have a better tooth for my pencils. And I have here from the very, very good, now they are Premier. I have got them when they were still barrel Prismacolor, so much better quality, but still have some that are faulty. I have Crayolas. I have Pentels. Very dry, but I can get a very, very fine tip here. That's why I like them. And I got the Juniors, the Prismacolor Juniors. These are good. They have a little bit more glue and adhesive, so it's much better for if you press hard, it's much, much better. Okay, so I'm not really coloring on this one. Okay, I'm just doing a little bit of sketches here. So I'm going to put this one away here where my book is. And almost when we finish, I'll show you, I found my manga drawings for your son, Myriam. So I think he's going to like them. I have not drawn manga for a long time. And I don't know if I'm going back. Okay. I'm going to move my camera a little bit so you can get to see my cat. And I'll put it back on the table. So I hope that you can see her. Okay. She's there sitting on my lap. And she's probably saying, Mom, what are you doing? Why are you talking alone? What's your problem? So Kika is going to be there watching a little bit of what we do. Okay. All right. Last year, for my birthday is in April, I wanted to buy something really creative. So I found this deck that is called Creatures. It's a drawing deck. It's an our generation prompt card game. And the moment I saw this, I thought about alebrijes. And I was like, yeah, this is exactly the same. I'm going to put my white paper so you can get to see the alebrije clearly enough. So that's exactly what I thought. This is a hybrid beast, but for me, as my Mexican heritage and culture, this is an alebrije. And I showed them, I showed these alebrijes at the very, very beginning. So you will have to go and watch the first 10 to 20 minutes and you will get to see them here. Okay. Yeah, she's very comfortable. Kika is here very comfortable, but I just have to make sure that he doesn't move that much. Okay. So I have my cute alebrije here. And that's the idea today. Today is to play with this deck. I don't have the link. Remember that I'm not associated with Amazon or anything. But I have here the deck. Is this cute little box with different categories. And you have got from creatures to animals. And there you go. Here you have the card for the setup. I have them all move around. I'll sort them out later on. You have got from small to medium large animals. You have details, you have habitats. You can flip from 2 to 5 cards and imagine those animals. Draw them. You have tips to play with this as a game, like a quick drawing from 60 to 90 seconds or a masterpiece. This is good. The 1 to 5 hours, the games for game nights, groups, and schools. So I thought it was just so nice. So this is still on sale in Amazon. You can still have it. I think it's around $25 to $30. I'm not sure because I have the price in Mexican pesos. And the cards come in different colors. So here you have your large animals. Then you have the medium animals. It's another one. You have the habitats and the special details that they're flipped all the way around. So I'm trying to sort them out. So small animals. You have different habitats. And you have got details. So far, I have not played with a lot of details or habitats. I have just played with, let me put this away. It's my watercolor. I have just played with the animals in general, different variations. I got a notebook for these animals. And that's the one I'm going to be using. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting you dizzy there because of my camera movements. But as I have Kika here, I don't want to hit her with this. This was the first. This set came before my birthday. So I was really thrilled. My birthday is on April the 25th. So you can get to see that it came on April the 22nd. So I was thrilled. And this is the one that I started working with a mixture of an axolotl and a giraffe. So this was good. Then later on, I created this one, the Beowulf. And these ones are detailed with this, with my pens. Okay, with my pens. Pigment ink. So that's what we do. Or sometimes I use the reliable Sharpie pen. So I use those things. I like them. They're really nice. And this is the one that appeared for the streaming announcement. This one is still not complete. This is a skunk with butterfly characteristics. I made the skunk really, really hairy with more butterflies here. And I don't think I will detail this one that much. And one day I was playing with one of my nieces. I don't have those papers anymore. Thank you, Cheryl. I also like the Woofy. Uh, this one is still pencil. It's not yet done with any ink. This was just really crazy. We were playing with the three animals with my niece, and this was an eagle. I have another one there that doesn't allow you to see very well, but I'll show that one later. This is an eagle with a manta, right? Those big animals, and the tail of an axolotl. I don't know what that appears that much, but that's what we did. This one is still not inked detailed. And later on, I experimented with human forms, because if you see this deck, it only says animals, large, medium, small, details, and habitats. But there are no humans. So a friend of mine, a Mexican cartoonist, told me, why don't you create something strange, something that is really, really crazy? And I said, okay, let's do that. And he doesn't have this deck, but he suggested me to use a bird, a human, and as a detail, French fries. And this is what came out. We have Captain Tiger Eagle. I forgot about tiger. So he has got eagle head, tiger arms, human form, and he's a fan of French fries. So that's Captain Eagle, as you can see. And I think I put that one on Facebook. I'm not sure. Let me see if I have something here to show you. Not really, I have just a box there. Frame. Okay. So it's a very, very cool game. I certainly recommend it for having inspiration. So let's see. This is going to be like, oh my god, the real test. This is the first time I will be drawing real life abilities in streaming. I I I really haven't done that before, so we don't know. So I have here a white page. This page is very, very thin, and we're going to go and see what we can get for animals. So I'm going to just work a little bit with the decks. Okay, I'm going to move my cards and see what happens. This is what makes me nervous. I saw Mary drawing animals. Oh, this one is flipped. I saw Mary drawing animals the other night, and well, she did a very, very good job. Mary is very good at drawing directly with pen. I was not taught like that. I was normally taught to use basic figures and, well, you name it. I probably will not use detail and habitat today, because these will require more time, and I have just got like an hour left. Less, because I'm going to let you go at around 7:45, so Myriam can get ready, because she's coming right after me. So don't forget to subscribe to Myriam's channel, so you can go and watch her, because she's also my inspiration. Myriam, you are fantastic. You do a lot of things that I have never imagined. Okay, so let's see. We're going to combine a large animal. Ooh, we have a grizzly bear. We're going to combine a porcupine. This one makes me small because it could be an insect. And I just don't like insects that much. Okay, a ladybug. All right, so this is what we have for today. These animals. And I'll try to do another one later on. Okay, so let's see. Let me put this away so it's not here in the middle. I'm going to try and see if Kika cooperates for me drawing, because that's also another challenge. I have her here and it's going to be really, really crazy. And I'm going to be using, let me see, I'm going to be using my soluble graphite because I don't have here my pencil or something, or erasers. My dad has got some erasers here that I can use, so that's good. They're quite good. So let's think about it. Okay, so hi Barbara, nice to see you. I'm going to also give you the power of the blue dress. Okay, so there you go. What am I thinking about this? I like birds, so this is a good reference, but I'm not going to use that one. Sometimes I normally do what Mary likes to do, that is go and watch, check reference photos. I normally use Pixabay for reference photos. I try to draw my animals or facing left. Don't like that much the other side. So let's see. We have a grizzly bear. I'm going to try and find one. All the images. And let me see if I can get photos. Oh, come on, thing. This one is not cooperating with me. It's showing me elephants and things like that. That's why I told you that sometimes I don't like using that much Android. I get crazy with Android. So I'm going to work and imagine this. So there you go. Okay. So my bear. Porcupine bear. That could be a good idea. The face. I want to keep the face of the bear. So I'm going to start with, you're probably going to see this very, very feeble, not necessarily very clear right now, because I'm just working with establishing where the features of my bear would be. Okay, so here's the nose. I'm going to be describing the nose, where the ears are going to be, the eyes that are very small. Here, the muzzle. Going to be a cub bear probably. Okay. We'll probably give him the ladybug wings, because I like flying little animals. Okay. So we have the legs here at the back. Ladybug things. The eyes. Maybe the eyes could be, I'm going to erase a little bit of this. Could go round ladybug eyes. Okay. This one is going to stay like this. Hairy. It's going to have the mouth closed. And we're going to give him like a dragon, the porcupine things here. Okay. So basic figures. I think that you can still see this properly on the screen. And the idea is to do something quick. Porcupines. There are a lot of porcupines here in my area. Lots of them. Okay. Then. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you very much. Okay, this eye is going to be a little bit hidden. The ear is going to come out somewhere. Anyway, it's not going to be ending up looking like a grizzly bear, because that's the idea. The idea is not to have exactly the same thing. Let's go for these little details. We need somewhere here. As I told you, I'm not going to go directly into details. Kika is very interested in this. She's actually poking her head here with me. Let me move this a little bit. She likes doing this. Okay, so we are done with this. I might not be able to put a lot of water in here, but let's get some of the details done. Okay. All right. Here we're having already a very good temperature, Barbara. We have, I think we're in 40 something right now, which is really cool. Early morning to have this temperature. And I think it's going to go up right to 77 or probably 80. It's really getting hot, which is good. We're getting close to February. Okay, as we said, this bird is going to have very similar ladybug eyes. Okay, getting there with some texture. When I concentrate in drawing, I get less chatty, you see. It's like getting in the zone for me. It's like saying, you need to concentrate. You need to think where you're going to get the shadows. And let's put a little bit of his muscle. I think that, yeah, I'm going to have his mouth open. It's characteristic of these birds. So there you go. Let's move on with certain details of the mouth. Yes, Joni, this is really nice. You can play with your daughters. My niece, when we started playing this, she was 9 and the other one was 15. I have 2 nieces and they just loved the game. I played with one of them more frequently than the other. And whenever they come visit, they always say, "Oh, can we play with the animals? Can we get another round with the animals?" So it's really nice. Okay. So getting a little bit of the hair here for the bird. I'm going to change to the 0.5. It has got better definition. These are not meant to be complete drawings, like the ones that you saw. Kika. Kika is a little bit restless. So I'm probably going to put her on the sofa next to me because she is very restless and she doesn't allow me to draw very, very well. Okay. So here we go. The nose is a little bit big. Okay. This leg a little bit behind. This other one could be hairy and also a little bit behind. I'm going to hide his tail. And let me just move this a little bit because I need more space to move around. I'm going to check my timing in some minutes. And let's put some of the dots here. The ladybug. So there we go. A bit of texture. I don't want to lean so much forward because I'm going to cover the camera if I do that. Okay. Bits of this. Check out what I'm doing. It's 7:12 here with me. Try to hurry up with this one because I want to show you the graphite tints. Okay. The spines. I'm going to use this one. Yeah, as I told you, porcupines are very, very common here in the area where I am. The same skunks, a very desertic area here in Querétaro. But because it's very desertic, we don't get a lot of rain, so it hasn't rained much. It gets very, very cloudy early in the morning. But at around 10, 11 a.m., the clouds just literally vanish. And then we get a sunny day, which is good. Then I can do my washing. I don't have a dryer. Just gas is too expensive to have a dryer, so I don't have one. My mom never had one, and we have looked at, combos of washing machine and dryers, and they're really, really expensive. My house is small, so I really don't have space for that big monster. Okay. I'm not dedicating that much time to this thing. I'm trying to think of a name of how to name this thing. Okay. So there you go. Going to go into his other eye. I'm going to do something special here for his eye, probably. Okay. Has got texture, enough texture, but I'm going to give this guy very special wrinkles around his eye, plus hairy stuff. Now it's time to go into the hairy details, the hairy stuff. In another stream, I'll show you some internet sites that I found for drawing classes and quicker references. I've been experimenting with them, not that much, but I've been experimenting and they are really, really nice. And they are real photos. You can get photos of people, animals, humans, and you can set a timer. So you can put your phone and you can set a timer and the picture is going to be there for 2 or 3 minutes, and or 10 minutes if you want, or 1 hour. I mean, the timing you decide. And you can practice gesture drawing. That is what I did at the beginning. That is getting more or less the basic forms. Okay. Trying to see if I can get this more like a bear shape, because not necessarily looking like a grizzly bear, but we can think it's a cub. Cubs have more rounded faces than owls, so we can keep it like a cub. Okay, trying to get my basics established here. Okay, more spines, and here's where I check my timing, so I can also show you the manga situation. Okay, I'm going to use probably a little bit of graphite. Let me see the ones that I have here. So I don't have a lot of colors here. Oops. Organize my desk. Graphite, I'm going to show you on this side. They're not very exciting when you just lay them like that. I mean, they're cool. You can see the tint, but it's not that exciting, right? But the moment you go and activate, that's when the fun starts. Okay, I'm activating my water pencil. Trying not to have so much water here. And you can see dramatically the change where this goes. Okay, so I'm not going to texture this that much. I'm just going to go directly and show you what I could do with these. I have some ink pens here as well that maybe I can use. So let's start mixing some of the things here. I'm going to use a little bit of water soluble graphite. Just lean and position your pencils as you wish. It's a good option to use this side of the pencil and not this. I'm going to use probably a little bit of red oxide here. I'm still fighting with the delay. It's very confusing for me to have the delay. This paper is going to wrinkle because it's very, very, very thin. But as this is a sketch, I don't mind that much. And this burr, I'm going to use a little bit of gray, brown. Yeah, it's a cool brown for these spines or spikes. These animals are scary. I wouldn't like to face one of those here outside. Definitely not. And let me see what else I can do here. A little bit of shadowing, probably, for the fur. Underneath the legs, underneath the wings. Definitely the mouth. Maybe the mouth can be a little bit this red oxide that we're using. I have here a darker shadow that I can also use. Okay. Oh, I was about to use a section that is not necessarily good enough. Okay. The animal, I will texture more his face, I think, later on. I will not use this. So let me just see if I can activate a little bit of this graphite tint. Okay. Thank you, Myriam. I think instead of doing the adult grizzly bear, I decided to go for the small cub. Just activating this, move the paint, the pigment, this pigment, yeah, move the pigment around. Not that much work here because supposedly we're doing the kind of the game. We're not, of course not doing the quick draw, and we're not doing the masterpiece, but I just wanted to show you a little bit how to mix the different soluble things that I have here. It's not wrinkling that much, so it's not that bad. Okay. The wings, those ones are going to look this. Okay. I have not used Skype for a long time, Myriam. I think I have forgotten. I normally, I started using Zoom, and especially for classes, and that was really, really crazy to use it for classes. And well, you can imagine. I'm going to go back to this one. Still using my tip from the Inktense. This just broke off and I don't want to trash it. So I'm using the tip, keeping my tip safe here. And every time one of these very expensive Inktense pencils just breaks, I will just go and save the tips or the shavings and activate them. You can activate them also on masking tape. I think I have a video activating those. Inktense. But this bird is going to be more or less looking a little bit like this. Okay, so what I will do, probably not on camera, but probably later, is go and detail the fur as much as I can, like with the wolf, like with Wolf Bee, and probably giving him a name. So this type of textures normally take time, even though it's a sketch, quick sketch, normally takes time. So I like to represent as much as I can the little hair details. So much of the things that it's kind of loose right now that doesn't look that good will eventually change. Okay, there are some sections that I might cover with liquid paper to add something extra, or for example, things that I didn't activate, I'll probably go with an eraser and just clean up those little things. Sometimes my nieces, when they play with me, they go directly and copy the drawing that is here. Just go ahead and do that. Okay, then definitely fur is one of those little things that I like to detail much. Add the shadows, I'll go back with more graphite, with more intense. The paper is holding. It's not wrinkling too much, so it's quite good. And I agree, Joni, I don't like to waste anything. We like to recycle here, and especially art material like the Inktense. Definitely, I don't waste the shapings. I don't waste the broken tips. Not even with the Prismacolor. The Prismacolor, the premieres, they have broken cores sometimes, and they just, you sharpen them and they just detach. And I also save them. And I kind of use special devices, or I kind of imagine how to use them. And there you go. My drawing is very crazy, as you can see. I go from one section to another. I don't finish one, I jump to another one. So I'm not very, very organized with my own drawing. It's really, really crazy. Okay. Oh, it's cold. Well, it's cold, Myriam, but for me, in a couple of hours, 19 centigrades is going to be my temperature at around 9 a.m., more or less, 9 or 10 a.m. Midday, we'll probably go to 24, 25 centigrades, and there you go. Yeah, I'm very disorganized, Myriam. I'm really, really disorganized with my drawings. I don't go in order to finish a particular section, especially when I'm sketching like this that are just ideas. I just go crazy and go section to section. Okay, I like the spikes. They're nice. This area of the muzzle is this. Oh, yes. Oh, Barbara, that's a very, very good idea. You're making your faux. Yeah, that's correct, no? Faux papers. I don't know French that much, but I know that English has got French. So the only thing I can tell you is that I know, because I studied that 80 different languages have influenced English vocabulary. So that's why some people are suggesting to change this to the following. Okay. Thank you, Carol. Thank you for coming in. Right. I'm also going to give you powers. The blue dress. Powers of the wrench. When I say that, I remember He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. You remember this cartoon from the 70s, 80s? I don't remember. My sister was a big fan of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and I was a big fan of She-Ra, the counterpart. So we always watch those cartoons in the afternoon. In the afternoon, the Mexican television had kind of a series of cartoons. So we always watched He-Man, and after that She-Ra, and I know the chapters. So I didn't like that much watching the reboot, because I know there were reboots on Netflix, and I haven't seen them. I prefer to stay with the original stick cartoonish movements they had, because I could never figure out why they couldn't know that Prince Adam was He-Man. I mean, it was exactly the same face, the same body type. Oh my god, it was just crazy. Okay. Yes, yes, I know. Welcome, Salazar, our nation. I'm giving you also the wrench. If you want to share your channels, go ahead. Okay, I don't have yet a lot of viewers, but eventually, with the replay, I'm going to do some editing before I make this public, and everybody's welcome to share channels. Okay, then yes, Salazar, our nation. I'm sorry to break your childhood dream and imagination, but yes. Well, for me, it was very evident. Like with Superman, Christopher Reeve, Clark Kent. Most of the Supermans have uh, the same face. So I was like, why don't people notice that it's the same person? And there you go. Yes, Carol, I recommend the deck. I like it. I love it. I didn't show you the habitats and the logos. Okay, but definitely, let me just show you an example. You can put your character on the particular areas, even in your kitchen if you want. So there are different habitats. Okay, and here we have also the details, and the details can be added horns or headless, or it can be a ghost, or you can make it as a movie poster. I mean, you have a lot of details. Really nice deck. Okay, and Janet, thank you for coming. Welcome. Let me just find you here, and giving you also the power of She-Ra. Okay, so there you go. You have now powers to share your channels. Okay, I hope you can see the cards here much better right now. I put them back, and there you go. Okay, share Myriam's channel, please. Myriam, if you're there, share your channel, because you're coming after me, so the people can go and have. We are riding on the bus. We're riding the bus with a lot of people today, so I start early, and then we have Myriam for also 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we have Paint Girly, Lori, or if you like jelly printing, and other things, you can go to PM Art Studio, and it's like a complete day of just lazing off and doing things, and that's really, really nice. Okay, so I'm going to leave this sketch here, and I promised Myriam for her son Maxi to show some of the manga things that I do. I haven't drawn manga for a long time, really for a long time, more than 5 years. So let me put this away a little bit so I don't mess my cards around. And I'll show you. Thank you, Janet, for the reminder. I'll show you a little bit of manga. Oops, a lot of noise here. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's move this around so it opens properly. And these are the manga experiments. I'm not sure if they are dated. Oh, yes, they are dated. They are from 2006. And I haven't drawn manga for a long time. I was thinking about 10 years. So yes, I think 2016, 2017 was the last year that I drew manga. Here I have a Robin Hood. This is alcohol markers and Prismacolor before they were a thing. I have more alcohol markers. What are the name? What's the name? Chart pack. Prismacolor. Okay. Same character, but with a lot of. Let me just go and do this for you, Myriam, and let me go back to live chat, and there you go, Myriam. I share your channel. Yeah, everything here is Prismacolor and pencil and Sharpie pen. That's what I use here, Sharpie pen. I love Sharpie pens. Experiments with more alcohol markers. I didn't like the eyes that much. They were not really that good. I invented some characters here. And this is just practice. Some of them were much better. The secret, of course, is the eye, mouth, nose ratio here that you have to do with manga. I have books to practice. I started going bigger to experiment different eyes. Water-based markers here, alcohol markers here, and pastels in the background. So you can see 2005, 2006, so quite old. Then I decided to experiment with ballpoint pens, typical pens that you can find, just black and white, no big deal. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for coming. More experiments with alcohol markers. Dede is very good at doing something very realistic with alcohol markers. My use of markers is like that, very sharp shadows, because that's what I normally use with markers. And these are coming from books. I don't have these books here, they're in a box, but I'll show them to you in another occasion. Then this was from another book where I copied some monsters. I was practicing some monsters with ballpoint pens. So very strange ink. And these are some characters I created for an online comic book. So I have here the characteristics, the character. So this online comic went for about 6 months. Not active right now, but some of the characters are here. This notebook has everything. A little bit of manga, a little bit of realistic things. So these are color pencil techniques. More ink and color pencil from 2007. Cats. I created some cats, but these cats never got a story. But they were based on my 3 cats, the first cats that I ever had. So this one is Nena. This one is Rayita, like saying stripe or stripy, and baby or bebe. So I never did anything with those after some time. I think I have another notebook with more manga, but I have to go and find it. This one is a semi manga style from another book that I copied. Okay. Yeah. More fish for the online comic. More characters. Here I go back with a little bit of manga there. So there you go. Some eyes. Prismacolor. The complete characters for the online comic. So the 3 main characters and all the secondary characters there. That was the name of the school in Spanish. But they were really basic. A fairy, a little bit of manga style. So some interesting texture here. This was a mixture between ballpoint pen, this permanent ink, and Sharpies. Prismacolor, of course. That's the one to go back. Manga here, as I told you, it's really different styles. So this is a character that never got story. The name was Brenna. And this one is, you probably remember that cartoon as well. The Thundercats. In Spanish, it was called Felinos Cósmicos. Here in Mexico, it was very fun. And I decided to try and draw Chitara based on these characters. So some manga things hint here. And okay, let me turn this one around. This was for a small course that I took online, was free. There you go. Some ducks. Alcohol markers. Same style, very simplistic. And then from another book that I got. And the last thing I did with manga was this. I followed the instructions of a book, and I had different eye expressions. Okay, so there you go. There you are. Dogs are not my favorite, Barbara. Hi, Rajesh. Hi, Raj. How are you today? Okay, let me just go and check. It's almost 7:45. I don't have any more drawings here. As you can see, it's empty there. But I'm going to probably let you go and have something to eat, drink, go to the toilet, whatever is needed. Myriam is coming on in around 15 minutes. I'll try to finish this one, and I'm going to try and put photos on the Facebook groups. If I can finish the fur details, add a little bit of color, I'll probably go back and continue adding colors, you know. I'll go back and say, okay, I'm going to add pretty color here. I just dropped one of my cards. I'll also try to finish these two, this one and this one. And what I will do with these two pieces of work, let me just pick this up. I dropped a crock. And if I leave it there, my cat is going to go and play with that. I'll do mini videos or shorts to show you how this goes. And about this one, the mushrooms that we have here, I'm working this one with my student. So our homework is to finish the background with watercolor, but I have classes with her on Wednesdays. I'll be able to show you an update next Sunday. Okay. So guys, this is going to be it for today. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Raj and Myriam and everybody who's been here. Stacy and everybody here. You're going to be having a little bit of me every Sunday. And to say goodbye, I normally put my pause here. Okay. So Janet, Ray, Myriam, thank you very much. It's a little bit of complicated to have lives here and to have attention in the chat and the delays, etc. But I officially say goodbye. Thank you very much. And I'll see you at Myriam's stream. I'm going to be having breakfast. Okay, so see you guys. Take care and have a very nice Sunday morning, evening, wherever you're watching. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.